Hi guys and welcome to another video. I'm sure all of you at least once in your life wanted to be an actual Pokemon trainer in the Pokemon world. But it probably wouldn't be as fun as you thought, because any day you could get killed by a random Beedrill, or a legendary Pokemon could destroy the entire world, and also you probably wouldn't have a dad. But luckily you could still live in our world, but have a Pokemon. And today I'll be listing the top 10 best Pokemon to have in real life, if everything else about the real world stayed the same and nobody else had a Pokemon but you. And of course some of these Pokemon I chose because they would make my life much easier or better. But some other Pokemon I chose because they would make the world a better place and help a lot of other people out. And I think this list is a good mix of both. And with that said, let's just get into the list. Number 10. Castform. Castform can not only change its forms depending on the weather, but it can also warn sunny day, hail, and rain dance. So if I had it in real life, I could basically control the weather. For example, I have like 3 or 4 tests in school one week. I would just tell Castform to use hail, and suddenly I wouldn't have to go to school that week, because my area is less prepared for snow than Texas. Or if I was just about to go out but it starts raining, I would just tell Castform to use sunny day. Or here in the summer it gets really hot, so I would just tell Castform to use rain dance and suddenly it would be much better. Number 9. Persian. A lot of people want a Meowth in real life, so they can get money from using Payday. But Payday gives you whatever your user's level is times 5 in Pocket Hours, and it has 20 PP. So the way I calculated it is that you can use a Payday 20 times every day. Because whenever you sleep in a Pokemon games or a Pokemon heal, and there's no healing machines in the real world. So if you had only a low level Meowth, you wouldn't get a lot of money. But if I had a Persian, it would have to be at least level 28, because Meowth evolves into Persian at level 28. And if I had a level 28 Persian, and it used Payday 20 times every day for a month, according to my calculations, I should earn about 84,000 yen a month, or 766 USA dollars. Which is quite a lot of money, but not quite enough to survive for a month. I'd say I would need about $1,000 a month to comfortably live in my country. Yeah, in Croatia is much cheaper to live than in the USA. So if I could level up my Persian, it would be amazing. But even if there was no way to level up my Persian in the real world and would have to stay level 28 forever, that'd still be a lot of money and will really help me out. Number 8. Chancey. The most obvious reason for wanting a Chancey is its healing abilities. So if you ever get cut, bruised, injured in any way, sick or get sunburned like I did last week, Chancey can just heal you in an instant. And that sounds pretty sweet. But that's not the main reason I want Chancey. The main reason that I want to own a Chancey is that according to many of his Pokédex entries, it brings happiness to whoever owns it. And even though I wouldn't say I'm unhappy, actually I'd say I'm pretty happy. But having a guarantee that I'll be happy no matter what happens as long as I have a Chancey sounds really awesome. Number 7. Absol. The reason I want an Absol is definitely more selfless than for most other Pokemon on this list. But it still doesn't hurt that if I got an Absol, I have a really cool looking partner. So, as many of you have already guessed, the main reason I want an Absol is to predict natural disasters. So if like a week from now there's going to be a flood in some city, Absol would predict that and I would just warn that city and save a lot of lives. Number 6. Tito. Tito would just be a very convenient Pokemon to have. I'm sure some of you are wondering, but what's the use for a Tito in the real world? Because there's one other Pokemon it can see and transform into. But Tito can also transform into objects, because its artwork Pokédex entry mentions it transforming into a rock. So if I ever don't bring a hat outside on a sunny day, Tito can just transform into a hat, or if I ever forget to bring my glasses, Tito can transform into my glasses. But I wonder if Tito could transform into a fully functioning car. And I think it could, because whenever it transforms into a Fire-type Pokemon, it can also use Fire-type attacks. So presumably it also copies all of its insides that make fire. So if it transforms into a car, presumably it will also transform into all the machinery in the car that make it run. But Tito can also transform into people. And don't worry, I wouldn't use it for weird stuff. The main reason I would use it for is to get a few of my awful teachers fired. So I would just have Tito see one of them, and while they're in the bathroom, I would have it come into the classroom and punch one of the students in the face. And that I would do the same thing for the other awful teachers too, and hopefully that would get all of them fired. And I know a few teachers in the same school punching a student in the face just days apart would probably be pretty weird, but also in middle school I had a biology and chemistry teacher that spent an entire class teaching us how we shouldn't let black people into the country. So teachers doing awful stuff like that shouldn't probably be that weird. I would probably get away with it. Number 5. Victini. In Victini's Black Pokédex entry, it says, "This Pokemon brings victory. It is said that trainers of Victini always win, regardless of the type of encounter." So my first thought is to just enter a bunch of tournaments and win all of them. But then I realized that wouldn't be fair to the people who worked hard for it and really deserve to win them. So I thought maybe I could win the lottery, but I don't really know if the lottery counts as a type of encounter. But even if it doesn't, I'm sure there is a morally right way to win money with always being able to win any type of encounter. And even more importantly, I could never lose an argument. Number 4. Alakazam. There are many reasons for wanting to own an Alakazam. Firstly, it's very intelligent. Apparently it has an IQ of 5000. But the maximum score you can get on an IQ test is 160. So it's probably the Poké that's just throwing around huge numbers again and doesn't actually make any sense. But even if that's true, Alakazam is still able to retain any information it ever learned. So it's probably more intelligent than any human that ever lived. So if I ever have any kind of problem, I would just ask Alakazam. If I want to get rich, I would just ask Alakazam what stocks to invest in. And I know Alakazam can speak the human language, but if it's so intelligent, it will definitely think of a way to communicate with me. And apparently everything you eat with Alakazam spoons tastes delicious. And since I'm a very picky eater, this would definitely be useful. Because whenever I don't like a food, I would just ask Alakazam to borrow me one of its spoons. And also Alakazam can learn Teleport. And I don't even have to explain why that is so amazing. Number 3. Hopa. Hopa could take me anywhere in the world using its rings. And I know I said earlier that Alakazam can learn Teleport. But if Teleport works the same way in the real world as it does in the games, you can only teleport to places you've been to before. So if I want to go to Tokyo, I would have to travel to Tokyo and then travel back, and only then would I be able to teleport there. But if I had a Hopa, I would just ask it to open a portal to Tokyo. But being able to travel to Tokyo or other places in the real world aren't the main reason I want a Hopa. The main reason is that apparently Hopa's ring can also take you to different dimensions. But if I had a Pokemon in the real world, that would imply that that Pokemon came from somewhere, so the Pokemon world must be an alternative dimension to the real world. So I would just ask Hopa to take me to the Pokemon world and be able to become a Pokemon trainer. And if I ever miss the real world, or the Pokemon world is about to get destroyed by a legendary Pokemon, I would just ask Hopa to take me back to the real world. Number 2. Celebi. Celebi can travel anywhere across time. So if I had a Celebi, I could go to any moment in human history. I could go hundreds or even thousands of years into the future and see how humanity advances. It'd be almost like Doctor Who, minus the aliens and space, but it'd still be very cool. And of course I would also get rich by winning the lottery. And I know the Alga can also time travel, but Celebi just seems like a much friendlier companion to travel through time with. Number 1. Jirachi. Many of Jirachi's Pokédex entries mention that it can grant any wish. So if I had Jirachi, I would just wish to also have every other Pokemon on this list. Or even for things that none of the other Pokemon can get me, like a cure for cancer. The possibilities are literally endless if Jirachi can truly grant any wish. But a lot of Jirachi's Pokédex entries also mention that it's awake only for a week every 1000 years. But I could easily get around that, because every time my Jirachi is about to fall asleep, I would just wish for a new Jirachi that just woke up. And that's the list. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe you could consider liking it, or maybe subscribing to my channel and the bell button, so you get notified when I upload another video. Also, leave me a comment telling me what Pokemon would you like to own in the real world. And that's all I have to say for now, so I hope I'll see you again, and bye!